Hello everyone, I am Chandni Khan. Currently, I am pursuing my master's in computer application from India and working as a backend developer. Now, today, I'll be discussing on Redis, stands for Remote Dictionary Server. So, first of all, let's understand why should we take care about caching. Retrieving data from cache is generally faster than fetching data from database. Caches are typically closer to application than our database, and databases are valuable resources. So by using caches our uh, we can reduce our resources. Now let's take a scenario when we can be using a Redis cache. Imagine you are working as an on an e-commerce platform, and your team asks you to improve a user authentication and session management. And our goal should be to enhance the user experience by making authentication process more efficient and scalable. So in our existing authentication system, it relies on a database queries. So it used to slow down our process. Now by introducing caching layer for a user session, we can speed up our application. Now uh, first of all, that you must be having a question that why you should be listening me rather than uh, googling it and reading from there. So I will be showing you a demo about how it is increasing application speed. The topic that I will be covering here: what is Redis, how Redis works, features of Redis, modules, publish, subscribe functionality, Redis versus our normal cache, and code if difference, reasons to use Redis, companies that are using Redis, how Twitter using it, and Snapchat, and at last our demo and conclusion. Let's move forward. What is Redis? Redis was developed by a Salvatore Filippo, and Redis is a open source in memory data structure store that can be used as database, cache, or message broker. Redis do supports many abstract data structures such as string, list, map, set. Yes, and Redis is used to speed up our applications. And it do supports many programming languages, for example, Java, JavaScript, PHP, Python, and many more. Now, how Redis works? How it works? Uh, Whenever we are querying a frequently search data that we will be storing in Redis. Whenever we will be searching that data again, then it will go to the cache and it will fetch that data rather than going to a database and fetching. In case if there is no data in cache, then it will be going to database, and after that it will be storing that data to our cache. Okay, now features of Redis are that it client availability in our program, in programming languages. Client can choose, you can choose any programming language that are supported by Redis. Redis do support many languages. And quick data replications, fast access of data, and high availability of data, and many features. Now let's focus on modules that Redis do supports. Redis supports a Redis JSON extension extension module that enhance Redis by providing native support for JSON data structures, allowing efficient storage, retrieval, and manipulation of JSON documentation. Now let's move to Redis search. Redis is powerful indexing and querying module that enables full text search and gives Redis capabilities to make a search and retrieve information from large database. Redis do support a graph format data structure and enabling the representation and traversal of relationship between entities and graph databases. It do supports a time series database. We can when we are having a time series database, we can go with the Redis time series module. And we have a Redis Bloom. It is a data structure module that provides a space efficient, scalable, and approximation for a set membership. Okay. Now, this is the one of the functionality that has been used by many companies. Uh, for example, Snapchat do use this publish subscribe. What here does that publisher will be creating a channel and Redis, and he from Redis it will be uh, giving message to all the subscriber. Now it depends on the subscriber that they are reacting it or not. Now, what is the difference between our normal cache and Redis? Why should we choosing Redis over our normal cache? The advantage of normal cache is that speed. It is obviously accessing data from memory is faster than retrieving, and simplicity. Code is very simple, and then it do comes with some drawbacks. Volatility. If your system crashes or restarts, all data stored in memory is lost without a proper persistent mechanism. Scalability. In memory cache are harder to scale across multiple machines since there are typical local to the machine running applications. Now here Redis is persistence. Redis it has a mechanism that persists data on the disk periodically. So which means you won't be losing all the data when your system crashes or you restart it. Scalability. Redis provides features that enables you to easily scale up or scale out your application. Now, data structure, we know that unlike a simple key value storage, Redis have a built-in support for more complex data types. Now, code difference between our uh, normal cache and Redis. In a normal cache, we have using this code structure, and for using Redis, we have to import Redis. Now, reasons to use Redis, that one of the main reason is caching and persistence. That persistence and then scalability. We can scale up our application whenever we want, and faster speed, and it supports many data structures. Now companies that are using Redis, there are many companies there that are using Redis, but I have mentioned two, that there is Twitter and Snapchat. Let's understand how Twitter is using Redis. Twitter has using Redis through Nightwalk. Nightwalk is a distributed service that runs Redis. Its core, and it's used for works vertically as well as horizontally. It supports elasticity. We can create or remove our instance from the cluster, and high availability event in whenever your machine fails, that time you will be having some amount of data to show to your client. High throughput and low latency, increasing the capabilities of system to handle large amount of work by optimizing the time by uh, individual time taken by the individual operations. Now Snapchat is using it for caching, real-time analytics, and session storage as a cache. And as I told before, that publish and subscribe functionality, Snapchat is using that, and geospatial indexing. Now let's move on to the practical demo. Now here I am using Redis to fetch the data and to fetch the data. Now whenever we are fetching data directly from the database, takes a 48 milliseconds. When I'm fetching data from the cache, it only takes 9 milliseconds. Now, to perform this operation, there are only few steps that we required. We have to just import our Redis, and that after that we have to set the ports, and then we can get our data that we have stored in Redis by just calling a get method, and we can set data by using a set method. And the conclusion is that it depends on your requirement, that how why you requirements that you have, on what you can be choosing a Redis. Basically Redis is not a uh, replacement of any traditional databases. You should consider using Redis when your application requires fast and efficient data storage, especially in scenarios of caching and real-time analytics. Now, yeah, thank you.